Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly delighted that you join us on today because we believe that every one of us need a coach in life. Now, the goal of Action Coaching is to coach the God-given ability that is in you, out of you, so you can live your best life now. And we believe that God is going to allow you to do that. Now, Action Coaching is designed, we just give you some tips. Of course, we don't have time to get into detail on every single subject, but what you can do is you can reach out and let me know that maybe you want me to take a whole entire coaching session on just that. If I hear from enough of you, we can do those things because Action Coaching is here to serve you. I want to make sure you hit the subscribe button and like and let everyone know about Action Coaching. And of course, encourage people to join us each and every week right here on Action Coaching because they need those coaching tips. Everybody needs a coach in their life. Whether it's a coach or a mentor, you need someone that can just tell you about the way you're going, not necessarily to change you, just to help better guide you through the different things in life that perhaps they've been through and you're going to go through. Now, you might not go through the same way, but I found out this about life. Pretty much everything is the same. Now, people handle it differently and there are different opportunities and all those things. But just like if it's a hill to climb, there always going to be hills to climb. So understand that coaching just simply help you to navigate those particular issues better. Now, on this week, we're going to talk about the two greatest words that have ever been said to me and have been consistent and blessed me, and that's get started. Yeah, get started. Mostly every successful person in life just got started. They might have not had everything they needed to get started, and might not have the ability or the talent to do what they were getting started at, but they all had one thing in common. They got started. I was the same way. God gave me a vision, and I believe it was a vision from God. I never preached. I never had a church. I never had nobody in my family that could give me instructions on how to do what I was getting ready to do. But I just decided, well, I wasn't going to wait for something to happen. I was just going to get started. Now that God gave me the dream, word in action, I didn't know all of what it meant at that particular time. I knew what action meant. Action meant that I had to take some action. I had to get started on something. I think a lot of times before people get started, sometimes you can get inside your head and overcomplicate stuff. You can just figure yourself into being stuck. You know, you got some people that they're so smart that they're trying to figure out so much stuff and they never get a chance to use all of the smarts that they got. But the issue is in life, everyone you know get started. If it's a book in you to write, start writing. If it's a dream you have, go for it. Get started. Whether it's losing weight, getting in better shape, it doesn't matter. Get started. Don't see the end from the beginning. Just get started. And I can assure you that if you get started, you're going to see great things happen in your life. That's what I want to encourage people because I found out, number one, if you ain't motivated to get started for you, nobody else can motivate you enough that you could achieve anything. The first person that's got to be convinced is you. Because if you're not convinced, you're not going to ever get started. How many people have said, I'm going to get started getting up early? Clock rang, they look at it and say, well, I ain't really mean that. I get up 30 minutes later or an hour later, because in their mind, they're not really motivated to get started on the ultimate goal and ultimate purpose. When you're motivated like that, you don't even need a clock to go off. You just automatically wake up and you get started. That's what I learned in my life. That if I get started, I found this out. There's some amazing things that you will meet and will happen in your life if you just get moving. My goodness, everybody that talks about health in life, mostly, the first thing they all say is, you gotta keep moving. When the essence what they're saying is, you gotta get started doing something. If you want your body to work better, you got to keep moving. Get started moving. Get started. That's the word, get started. Whatever dream you have is never gonna come to pass till you get started. And trust me, that if it's your dream, nobody should always have to motivate you to get started on your dream. Have you seen so many people, they'll say they got a dream, but you gotta talk to them every day. Now keep on keeping on. Keep on doing it. You gonna make it after a while. Not in the wrong type of people to be talking to. If it's your dream, if it's your vision, you should be more motivated than anybody to get out there and make it happen. I found out this, when you get out there, it's amazing. That you'll meet some amazing things that you never would have saw in your life if you didn't get started. That God will put you in places that you never thought you would go, but you're there because you got started. I remember that I never had no dreams and visions being on television and all of that. I wasn't that type of personality. But, you know, we went and bought a camera just to say we're gonna film what we do. It wasn't no amazing camera. We just got started. And when we got started, you know, it didn't look all that amazing. It wasn't at the top of the line that anybody's gonna brag on or anything. We just got started. And I know there were plenty of people that are saying, you need to fix that mess and come back when you have that mess together and maybe it'll look all right. But in my mind, we just gonna get started. Then we got started. Then, before you know it, another person saw the ministry and came and told me, well, you know, the world will love you. I wasn't thinking about the world will love me. I was just simply saying I was getting started. What I'm saying is this, that there are blessings that are out there for you that you know not of, but you will never receive the blessing if you don't get moving. The Bible, life, is full of people who just went for it. Sometimes I think that the reason we don't go for it is we think ourselves out of going for it. And I think sometimes just get started, just go. You can do the thinking when you get out there, but just go. So a lot of times you just have to get started. God is not gonna bless lazy people. Lazy people are never gonna be successful. People that always need to be motivated, not gonna make it real far either. People that overcomplicate the process, they're not gonna achieve much either. But the people that are bold enough to face whatever it is and say, I'm going to get started, they're going to be great people. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you. I left off talking about people that are going to be great. They just simply got started. Number 2, what is the thing in your life? I want you to write this down or send yourself a message in your phone that you know you want to do, but you've been procrastinating forever. Now, everybody have all kind of reasons for procrastinating. Reasons like, well, what if I fail when I get started? So what? What if you succeed? What if it turned out great? Have you ever thought about that? Most of the time, most people think, what if I fail? What if somebody don't like it? So what? Get started. Go for it. See what adventures you can run into if you get started. Where would this world be if people didn't get started with their dream and vision? Not because everybody else agreed with them, but simply they believed in themselves and they got started. All the amazing adventures, from light bulbs to flying on airplanes, to all of the things that we have now. Somebody was bold enough to get started. And I'm quite sure when they got started, there were plenty of people that told them this wasn't going to work. They would never make it happen. But lo and behold, guess what happened? They succeeded, all because they got started. The reason I talk so much about action is I found out that everybody that got a miracle in the Bible had to do something. There were no free rides for a miracle. Everybody had to do something. No matter what text you read, it would have been simple except for God to tell the children of Israel, I done given you a land flowing with milk and honey. Just snap your finger and you'll be right over there. No, he said, I done give you the land, but there's some desert walking you got to do first. There's some hot sun, desert that you got to cross before you get to ultimately the place that I've already given you. There are things in your life you have yet to do that are waiting on you, but you just will not get started. People are already saying, what if I fail? I found out this. Failure is a teacher. What do you mean? If you fail at something, at least that's one thing you can mark off the list and say, I won't do that anymore, so it's a learning experience. But you got to get started. There are going to be adversities. There are going to be hills to climb. There are going to be hard days. There are going to be good days. There are going to be some days you don't even know what day it is. Keep going. Keep trying. Keep trusting. Say to yourself, I started this trip and I'm going to see it all the way through to the end. Heroes are made based on people who did not quit in adversity. That they kept on going, kept on trusting, kept on trying, because they believed that as long as they kept on going, a way was going to be made. That things were going to turn around, all because they got started. In this coaching session on today, let's not procrastinate anymore. Let's not overthink it anymore. You know, some people are so good at saying, I want everything prepared before I start. That ain't happening. There's some things, even when you think you're prepared, you haven't met up with yet, that you're going to meet along the way. But the whole issue is saying, once I've started this, I am not going to stop until I complete my goal. Whether you're an athlete, doctor, scientist, school teacher, does not matter. If that's your dream, get started. Don't let somebody have to call you to come work out. Call you to do what you need to do. You have your own self-motivation that I'm starting this journey and I'm going to do whatever it takes to be what I'm supposed to be. So you got to get started. So write it down, those things you've been procrastinating on. And I want you to mark each one of them off your list when you start. So I'm starting, and I'm not going to quit until I get the results that I expect to get. I am going to get started, and that's my word for you. That's the coaching session for today. Get started. Simple, but very complex. Because you can say get started to a lot of people, and the first thing they'll say, well, I'm going to start tomorrow. Then tomorrow come, well, I'm going to start next week. Next week come, well, I'm going to get to it before the end of the month. Consequently, they never get anything done. There are plenty of dreams and visions that are out there waiting on you. There are plenty of open doors that are out there waiting on you. All it's waiting for is for you to get started enough to walk through that door, walk into that dream, walk into that great achievement that ultimately you will do. Walk into the things that God has already placed for you, but He's simply challenging you to get started. You know, it's amazing. When you read the Bible, you see constant things like go ye. You know, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel. And it said wait, it said go ye into all the world. Go ye, do things, get started, see what'll happen. There are amazing miracles waiting on you. There are major miracles that are yet to be had. And if you hear any successful person's story, the first thing they're going to tell you is they just got started. They showed up, didn't know where they were going to sleep, but showed up with a suitcase, believing that something was going to happen. Didn't know what they were going to eat, just showed up believing that something was going to happen. And when they look back, they're most thankful because they didn't wait. They got started. How about you on today? I want you to reach out to me on social media. Let me know the things that you're saying, I'm going to get started right now. And I want you to just pray for me as I'm on my journey, and I would love to do that. I want you to reach out on all of the social media and let me know I'm getting started right now. And I want to pray that you get started because it's time. It's time for us to achieve great things. We're living in a time now where there are opportunities to do great things in every single area, on every single corner. Don't think because somebody has did that, well, that's them doing that, but then it's going to be different when you do that. There are other things that you can do that are uniquely you, but you got to get started. And that's what this coaching session is all about. I want to hear from you. I want you to go for it. I want you to get started. Don't overcomplicate it. Just move first. The rest will come meet you. I'm a testimony that it will. All of the things that I needed to succeed in life, I met them on the way. They didn't come while I was sitting still. They didn't come while I was just wishing for them and hoping for them. They came when I got started. And that's the same thing that's going to happen to you. When you get started, some amazing things are going to happen in your life. Don't worry about the end goal. Just take the first step. God is definitely going to give you an opportunity to achieve all things. Once again, get started. I'll be back to talk to you.
Got to be lions. We got to understand what the real purpose of the saints is and why you were born again. Just tap somebody and say, you here to take over. Whatever job you own, you there to take over. Whatever community you live in, you there to take over. Wherever you go, you there to take over.
Yes, sir. Very good. Come on, folks.
4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for being a part of Action Coaching on today. We've been talking about getting started, and I know you were definitely encouraged and motivated by that talk. I want to encourage you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. We want to make Action Coaching bigger and better. We want to do some more creative things. We want to make Action Coaching so that it can reach out in so many areas, but we can only do that through your financial support. So I want you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering on today for the support of Action Coaching. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching. I want to encourage you, do it now. God will bless you. If you get started now, God will bless you. So once again, there's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to give unto Action Coaching, and I want you to do it now. I've certainly enjoyed talking to you on today. And as I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.